everybody, welcome back to PapaSqueeze Plays some more Mechanic Simulator. I really I'd like to try to play with the radio on because some of the music is, breaks up the monotony of working in the shop. Me personally, I have to work with the radio on. I love just listening to music and doing stuff that I enjoy, but I don't know how the audio is going to work with because the radio is really loud. I mean, it's not terrible, but it'll drown out some, but maybe we'll try it sometime. Maybe we won't. I don't know. But yeah, we just got done with that moon car build or whatever. We're going to go ahead and hop on the phone, get another work order here. So again, this one here, see how it's like blue? That one's going to, I feel like it's going to be more in depth. They just seem to be super in depth. And I can't fix body parts because I don't have the welding upgrade. I guess we'll just see how much that is. I did want to spend money on it. It's $5,000. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now. I feel like the test path would be the best in my opinion because then we can diagnose things faster to get more jobs out and make more money. So we're gonna start with, let's just hit up the let's go this way. Port brake performance. We could do a quick brake job. Car's hard to control. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do a quick brake job for this feller. Ooh, that's a bright green. Kind of looks like a Supra. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get this moved in. We'll show this thing. Probably not. We can't take anything off. Right now we could throw this on the test path, and then if we had one and diagnose all that stuff, we'll go ahead and move this in the garage here. Go ahead and get it on the lift, and we'll start pulling tires off. So we can look at the brakes. You can already see that rusty. Look at all the rust. We are in the desert, but still, it's so much rust. So I'm gonna pop the radio on for a little bit. I'll check some sounds and stuff. If it doesn't work, because I have it on the lowest setting sound-wise. But we'll go ahead and pop off these tires. Oh, wrong button. We'll go ahead and get this brake job figured out for him here. I guess first of all, we should have looked at the list. We'll take the tire off and then look at the list to see what parts we need. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we only got 5, so it's not going to be too terrible. My guess is this rotor's going to be one of them. Pull that off. Take a gander right there. Brake disc ventilated. Hop over to the other side. But that caliper's going to be one of them. That just looks bad. Those brake pads look bad too. So does that rotor. That looks like the same as the other side. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So we got 3 more parts. Let's go ahead and pop over to the back here. Oh, the rust on the glove nuts. Trying to pull it off without taking the bolts. What a chooch. Alright. Just gonna strip this bad one. That's the best looking rotor yet. And lug nuts. This is looking good. We'll just go ahead and pull that rotor off too, just to make sure. So there we go. So we're gonna go. Oh, we still got one undiscovered. Let's hit our view here. Shows rusty bolts. I wonder if. Let's say. What exactly? It just says poor brake performance. So a couple other things you could look at. The brakes are obviously off. Calipers, normally when you do calipers, you bleed your brake system. So we might have poor brake fluid or bad brake booster, which that doesn't look bad. But this ABS module looks like garbage. That like straight up junkyard status. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this ABS module off. So you have the ABS module and the pump. So when you're in a car with ABS, the anti-braking system, when you hit the brakes, it keeps your tires from locking up. That's what it does. So this module will sense a bunch of other sensors, and it will pump fluid down all these little ports to the brake lines. So it'll, kind of keep your tire like skidding instead of locking up. Just modern technology on these cars. But, it's basically a dummy version of how that works. So there you go, right there. ABS module. So we're gonna go ahead and open our inventory. And let's get rid of, okay, hang on a minute. We are gonna sell the parts from the last job so we don't get confused here. Go through this. This is from the Moon build. The belt that I bought prior to this, and then the case. And I'll explain the cases here in a minute. So we need one of these, two of those, one disc ventilated, and one caliper. So right now we have 6450. Went up a little bit because we sold all those junk parts. So we'll see if a brake job's worth it after we buy parts and all that good stuff. So the module, electronic. So brake pads, two of these. Take those off our list. Tinted rotor, one of those. And one caliper. And we're going to go back to our electronics. And that would be the ABS. Just one. Yep. There. $700. Doesn't surprise me. That would be probably pretty expensive in real life. So $5,500 now after spending the money on the parts. Go ahead and go ahead and put this bad boy on. Just looking at this car, it looks like there's some more issues with it, but it didn't come in for those. So only going to sell the customer what the customer wants, needs for its wants. Oh, it's got a turkey license plate on it. Sakura. All right. So now obviously this isn't like as realistic as it could be, but you'd only be able to put rotors or calipers on the right. So like a rear caliper is going to be different right to left, and it won't fit on the front, and vice versa for the front, if that makes sense. Oh. Okay, yeah. So we'll just put the new one back here, I guess. Get this tire on. Let me know what you guys think about the music playing. I personally like it. If you just enjoy listening to my voice the whole time, that's cool too, I guess. But you can always change it up. Most of it seems to be like electronic stuff, which is fine with me. I really don't have a specific care what to listen to, but I mean, normally it would be rock and roll, but beggars can't be choosers, right? What I'm kind of hoping I get from this little game series here is you guys gonna enjoy, a different game with me because I enjoy playing it. Maybe I can teach you something with my real life knowledge, on maybe how to goes about diagnosing something or something like that. I'm not gonna say you'll be a master mechanic by any means, but you might have a better understanding of some things if I can maybe explain it as I go. Just for a simulator game, this is pretty in-depth and accurate as far as the basics of mechanics. Alright, that should be all the parts for our brake service. So we were, what did I say, 6,500 after we sold all the garbage parts. Oh, yep. You screwed up. They didn't do that on the old one. I didn't even think of that. So we got, we got this wide tire and the narrow one. The wide ones need to go on the back. So we need to switch. We need to move this one forward and the right front one back. Look at that. See, it's pretty realistic. And the way you would see that if you went into your inventory, you have a 305 25R19, whereas this one back here is going to be a different profile. Or I should say different width. So now you look at 265 30 19. So the width is your here, I'll explain it better. I'll just show you real quick. So if you go to your tire shop, and you click on, where's a normal tire at? Standard tire. Your size, so that would be the size of the rim. So those are 19s. Your width, which was like, so that's a 305, so that's pretty freaking wide. Most of them are like, you get like a 265, 275, like truck tire. And then your profile, which is normally your sidewall height. So like you see like those fancy pickups with really high, or really like doesn't look like there's, or a race car that doesn't look like it has very much sidewall, which the sidewall is like this piece here from the tread to the bead. So a lower number on that would mean that profile is lower. Did we put the right tire on there? Okay. That would have been almost embarrassing to put this, to do the same mistake twice. Now, we should be able to lower this in. Yeah, at least it tells you before you take it off the lift. Like, hey, dumbass, fix the tires instead of just sending it out. All right, we got everything fixed. We're gonna finish that order. So we got 1,200. So we made $300 on that brake job. That's not bad. Let's see if we can get another one here. Oh, we're gonna do it. We gotta do the candy van. The candy van, the Bolt Cargo. It's like a Chevy van. Let's bring in the candy van. Oh, good lord! Look at that bad boy. The Bolt. The Bolt of Brunswick. All right, so the old 1995 Bolt Cargo standard. It's got 114,000 miles on it. Can be found at the junkyard barn or an auction. So we could buy this bad boy if we wanted to. It shows you the condition of the body, color variants. 305 horsepower. Probably a decent sized Chevy motor, if you would. So running gear, general running gear control and repair. There's one part that's bad on that, so that's going to be suspension. Poor brake performance. We might be doing another brake job on this bad boy. Go ahead and move that in. The candy van. Just gotta look at it. Oh yeah, looks like a good old V8 Chevy motor right there. My guess is that booster. Just looking at it because it's rusty, because that's what we do in this game, right? We look for rust. So let's talk the brake system again. So you got the calipers that have the pads that hook to your rotors. When you push on the brake pedal, your brake pedal's hooked to this booster that there's a servo piston in that part under this reservoir here. So in here there's a piston that your pedal pushes in, and that boosts the pressure that would go into like your ABS module, which was over here. We replaced on that last car. And it's going to go out to your brake calipers, and it's going to squeeze that brake caliper. The piston's going to come out, squeeze that brake pad on your rotor, and that's how your car stops. Basically, simple version. So, poor brake performance. So we got down there. You can kind of see the calipers bad. Let's just see if we inspect. Nothing. So let's take the fluid out of this nasty thing. So in our additional tools, we're going to do drain tools. We're going to have to take the cap off. We're going to take this little syringe and we're going to suck all the fluid out of it. Then dismount this. We're going to see if we did that for nothing. We did it for nothing. Okay, so don't go off the rust thing, apparently. We'll just go put this back on. And go ahead and throw this. And this view is kind of hard, like on the motors that first moon car we did that had like the side mounted motor. It obstructs your view of actually seeing the fluid in the reservoir. So like I said, watch for the juggle tilt back down. Right there. That would mean it's full. And I haven't had a problem with that. And if you look, the max line, there would be an arrow pointing down. Normally on these, it's the seam of the tank. On most cars, on your brake booster, the full line is the seam of the tank. So where the bottom half and the top half meet, that's normally where you would fill to put to the full mark. So we'll go ahead and start busting tires off. Brakes. Calipers probably. Brake shoes aren't terrible. Obviously it doesn't show wear, it shows rust, but in real life, so your brake liner, your brake shoe is this part right here, so you have the backing plate with some type of like ceramic or different material that actually is what the friction material that stops the rotor, and that will wear down over time. Some of them, like if your brakes start to squeal, either they're really bad because you're into the backing plate, or some of these have what they call scratchers or squeakers. Just a little metal tab that comes down like halfway or just below halfway. So when that lining material gets below like the safe or normal like wear level, that squeaker or scratcher will scratch on the rotor, and that's the scratching sound that you will hear. And in real life, if you're like when you go to put rotors and stuff back on, you want to make sure they go on clean. And by that I mean you want to make sure there's no oil, or like even like the oil from your fingertips can cause bad juju. It'll do what they call, it'll glaze the pads. So the heat that's generated from the spinning will actually glaze the liner, or basically turn it to like glass kind of, so it's like really slick and there's basically no stopping. It's less efficient than stopping, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So those pads are really bad just by the rust. It just proved, don't go by the rust all the time. Alright, so we just tore the front apart. Let's go and see what, so we got brake caliper, brake pad. So we're probably going to be on the back here. Next one's going to be, which, there you can see in that little crack behind the dust shield there, that rotor looks like it's pretty bad. That caliper looks like it's bad too. So, how many parts do we have left? 2. We'll pull this off, take this caliper off, and then the rotor and that rotor doesn't fit here. We'll just strip it completely down, I guess. Oh, so that's all our brake parts right there. We don't even have to tear the other side down. So we'll go buy all of our brake stuff, our brake calipers, discs, pads, and then we will come back. Before we put all that stuff back on, we'll try to figure out what this general running gear control and repair is for. Like I've mentioned before, the test path will test all this stuff, and then when you go into your inspect or examination mode, the things that it found bad, it would highlight in red. So like the bushings, like we did on that car, those would show up on red. As you can see, that brake booster shows up in orange because it is not in great condition, but we took it off, so we examined it when we took it off. This is just kind of like a visual examination, is what this exam mode is. So let's go ahead and buy those parts that we needed. Okay, so we need to get rid of the stuff from the last job. Which, this should be all the stuff on this job that we need. So we need that, and then, so we added the venom one. So we need 2 calipers, 1 disc, 1 pad. We already got the vented one, so we got that. We need a brake disc and 1 more caliper. So, caliper, and then just the basic disc for the rear end. And before we get ahead of ourselves, we'll just do this. Go ahead and sell. Got 1 whole dollar for that. Pad, and the rest of that will go back on the car. Tire shop, because we were playing teacher. the PapaSqueeze version of the tires to you. So we need one brake disc ventilated, 2 calipers, one set of pads, and one just stock disc. Alright. Okay, so we have the parts to do this brake job. Now we got to find the issue with the let's see the test path. Test path is so nice because we can see all this stuff. Okay, so that strut / socket assembly doesn't look terrible. That one's got quite a bit of rust on it. That shock's pretty rusty. That shock's pretty rusty. That hub's kind of rusty. Kinda, that one's really rusty compared to this one over here. Can we take a wild guess? We should explain it better. General running gear control and repair. General running gear control and repair. Oh, that might show us what we're gonna get after we do that. Well, that's kind of silly. Been trying to guess it. Didn't even know that. So let's just... I don't know. That strut doesn't look good at all. Jude. But, I'm just thinking. General running gear control and repair. Why the repairs in there? That's kind of worded weird. When I see here, general running gear control. So control, could that possibly mean steering? So you have the steering knuckle, you have ball joints in your steering knuckles, your upper A arm and lower A arm, but you have power steering. That steering rack looks pretty bad, doesn't it? So let's just, we'll just take a shot in the dark instead of going the difficult way of the strut there. Let's pull these tie rod ends off on both ends. And let's pull this steering rack out and see if that's the part. Oh, got your inner tie rods too. Duh. Pull that one off. Now we can pull this out. Fingers crossed. It wasn't it. Good practice. Good practice. Just seeing if we can do it. Oh, that test path. I can't wait. We're going to have to get it. We have to. And I don't know if driving something would love this drag. Steering wheel. Let's pull this off. Maybe that's pretty rusty. Nope. It's not in good shape, but that's not the part. What's the other one look like? The other one almost looks brand new. Alright, let's just go with the original thought we had here. So, we're going to pull this strut out. Ugh. Wasn't it either. Just the wording, like, and I do know for a fact that you would have to see if I can find it. This right here, the strut compressor. So if you had to take that apart and put a spring on it, you'd have to put it in the strut compressor, compress it, take the cap off, take the spring off. All that fun stuff. General. Surely it's not like a. If it's another bushing, I swear to God, man. bushing looks bad too. Because it's got a suspension mark. It's not a gearbox, which would be your shifter. It's not fluids, it's not body, it's not the service, it's not exhaust. We got the brakes. It's not the engine or like the timing or accessories. There should be. You can go in all these tutorials. They would help you doing certain things. Kind of basic. If you needed help with it. I'm just trying to think. Is it a shock? Because to me, the suspension wouldn't have anything to do with the driveline or the transmission. The transmission looks like crap, but let's just see. Let's pull a shock off. It's not the shock. Okay, I'm going to try to zoom through some of this stuff and hopefully be able to find it so we can continue on. And once I find it, I will explain what I did to find it, and we'll get this guy fixed up in the candy van. Okay, so I was just thinking what I did is I took the other shock off. Obviously saw that. I pulled this tire off and I pulled the axle out because it was pretty rusty looking. It wasn't the axle. So thinking again, general running, gear control, and repair. Suspension marker. I was thinking of what other, like the steering rack that we pulled off that wasn't right. What else goes with the steering rack? Well, power steering. So I got to looking, and if I'm not mistaken, your power steering pump should be this bad boy right here. But to make sure, I'm going to go find a power steering pump on the computer to see what it looks like, just to see if it resembles that. And we might just pull that off and do another little pull and guess thing. We really don't have a way of so we're in suspension. Okay. It's there. I doubt it would be in the suspension part. So probably not the suspension part. It's just powder. Power steering pump. This bad boy right here. V8 OHV, so overhead valves F. And this car has a motor. It's a V8 OHV. So I think we might be onto something. So let's go ahead and we'll start off by, well, for one, your power steering fluid is over full. We'll go ahead and pull the cap off and suck all the fluid out of that bad boy. Because again, if you were to just take all the belts off, pull the power steering pump off, you're going to spill all the fluid out. Then you got to pay $50 to take that off or clean it up. You don't want to do that. What? Okay, where's the tensioner? One. Take the belt off. Move. Take all these pullings off. In real life, normally there's one tensioner, so you just bend the tensioner back, pull the belt off, and you're done. You don't have to take all these stupid idler pulleys off. But oh my gosh, what else has to come off? You have to take the fan off. I gotta take the fan off. That's dumb. I mean, some models maybe, yeah, but usually you can just kind of spin the fan and like loop the belt around it so it goes inside. But we're fine. We'll be okay. Take that one off. Take this one off. And the verdict is, it's not that. Gosh, man, this is gonna have me scratching my head. There's the diagnostic portions of it. What could we possibly do? Our bag of tricks. Put. You mean to tell me I didn't have to take the fan off? Well, we flushed this person's power steering fluid for him, I guess. That's a good thing. We'll put some power steering fluid in it, and then we will this one feels weird. It's like, see how it gets like darker at the bottom? I just go till the dark line gets to right at the max. Because if you were to actually look at it, you're right at the max line. Because if you're looking down, it's just like the weird reflection you get. But let's go. What are diagnostics? Oh. Maybe? Actually, it's 53. Let's. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. It's not going to show us the tread depth. And that one wasn't it. So let's go ahead and put our brakes back on. Do the tread depth tester again with all the tires on. Maybe we'll get lucky. This whole guessing game's not working at the moment, but we'll try to match up the brake shoes on one of the calipers. New pads on, and caliper. guess just the one thing I wish on expert mode, and I know I'm enjoying expert mode, but the diagnostics of it kind of makes it a little bit more difficult, just because it doesn't give you the as much assistance as like the other remote would. Could it be a rim, maybe? That rim's pretty bad looking. Let's see. Let's run the tread depth gauge. 61. 53. So none of those are bad. I don't know anything else. It's too old, so it's not going to have it. It's bad. Tell us anything. It's kind of vague. It's vague. It doesn't really tell you what exactly the complaint is. So that shows you all the relays, the fuses, the battery. Pretty weak relay there, but I just wish general running gear, control and repair. It's just, to me, that would sound like it's in the suspension side. And the transmission's not looking great. It's not the leaf spring, I don't think. I mean, why not? We'll just pull that up and see what happens, right? So worst that can happen, we pull another part off, we gotta put it back on. Each individually. Then we can pull the cap off. We can pull that out. The part won't be bad. So we'll put it back on. This is where, like, my mechanical instinct is now frustrating me, because I'm looking at all the things that I would say is bad. And it's not bad. So I wonder, can we drive it? Maybe if we drive the candy band, would it tell us something? I'm just kind of running out of guesses here. Let's move this outside. We start this bad boy. Oh, listen to that bad boy. All right. Let's just drive it to the test track. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to help, but who knows? That might be a thing that might actually know about. It's because I didn't think of that till now. We just had to take off 50 parts before I done what I should have thought of to begin with. These dirty, rotten rubber bushings. You're kidding me. Oh my god. If that, it's going to be just a rubber bushing. It's going to be a gosh darn rubber bushing that bites us in the ass. Yep. I'm shaking my head right now if you can't see it. Stupid, stupid, stupid. So now that we tested all that stuff, we should be able to look and see that that rubber bushing that's bright red right there is garbage. But that's a good learning curve for all of us here. So if you don't have the test thing, like I said, we're gonna buy, you can use the test track to test all this stuff. Which we weren't wrong. That's pretty bad. The shock's pretty bad. The steering rack's pretty bad. But what it comes down to is another goddamn measly rubber bushing. Ain't that something? Well, you got a power steering fluid flush on the house. And we got to drive the candy van. That thing's cool if you ask me. That thing rips. Alright guys, that's gonna go ahead and do it for our little candy van escapade here. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We're gonna finish this order. Let's see. So we're gonna get $450 for that job. It wasn't a big job, wasn't worth the headache if you ask me, but hey, trial by error. I hope you guys enjoyed the candy van. I sure did. And the little brake job we did before that, but we'll see you guys on the next episode. We'll try to get into some more in-depth stuff for you. Until next time, take it easy. We'll see you later.